Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I am Skip Cour. So glad you are joining me. Hey, when you come on, say hello. Tell me where you watch from. Tell me how old you are, too. I want to know who LinkedIn, who YouTube, and who Facebook and Instagram, who they're sending my way. I'm so glad you're here. If you are new, to my live broadcast, to my social media pages. Tell me that you're new. Post that in the comment section. Also, tell me how old you are. How'd you get here? I want to know that. If you have a question, please post it along with saying hello and tell me where you're watching me from. If you are brand new, my name is Skip LaCour. I've been doing this for 36 years. I'm a former six-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder. That intense focus, learning from the best, driving myself with intensity, all the different training strategies that are confusing right now, all the different diets that are confusing right now. I did them with the utmost intensity, become a champion, to repeat as a champion, to share my knowledge with the articles in the muscle magazines, right? Intensity, it helps me differentiate what's important and what's not. Now that I'm 62 years old, 20 years removed from competing, I'm thankful for that amount of dedication because it helps me help you use your willpower, focuses, energy, and time effectively and efficiently. You're putting the right amount of intensity on the right things. I know you're hearing so many different things, so many different opinions, so many different theories on the right way to train, the right way to work out, from sets to reps to frequency, to the carnivore diet to fasting. How much protein? I know it's confusing. All right. All of it isn't as important as you may sound. You got to figure out what's important and what's not, and put the right amount of intensity once you are comfortable with the standards instead of and your strategies, whether it's working out or you're eating, right? You got to feel comfortable enough to put that willpower, focus, energy, time, intensity into what you want to do. Right. So when you come on, say hello, tell me where you're watching from, post in the comment section, even when you're watching the replay version. Again, I'm so glad you're here. Also, go to skiplacour.com if you like this information I'm sharing, the style and the delivery. Go to skiplacour.com. Watch the videos that I have. I can tell you this: most of the questions, certainly ones that are most important, are answered there in 10-minute videos, half-hour videos, talked about in great detail. You can slowly watch one a day, and over the next month, you'll start piecing together everything you need to know to have the body that you want now that you're a little bit older, and be effective and efficient with your willpower, focus, energy, and time. So go to skiplacour.com. And also, I have a continuing series of information that I drip up on my email newsletter. So when you're there and you have the opportunity to sign up for my email list, my newsletter, you get continuing education delivered to you. So make sure you do that too. Hey, today I want to talk about standards. All right, standards. And that's what I'll do. As I'm 62 years old, you may know I have an 11-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son that I'm really focused on their growth. All the life lessons that I learned over the years and learning from the masters, I am passionate about sharing with them a little bit every single day. A lot of the things I found out, it's what we continually need to hear throughout life. Same things that as they're establishing their confidence and their beliefs about the world. All right. Everything that I'm teaching them, some we can all remember every single day in what we're doing, especially building muscle and losing body fat. And so one thing that comes up is standards. Like, what's the right standard? You're practicing your basketball, your sports, you're studying at school, you're showing energy, you're showing respect, you're responding to questions, right? You can be doing everything right, but are your standards high enough? The level of energy, level, intensity, enthusiasm to what you're doing, and the consistency. So you could be doing everything right, but is there enough power? Is there enough intensity? Is there enough consistency? How high are your standards for what you're doing? I know a lot of you are confused. You think you're doing everything right. You're wondering, and why is this fitness stuff so challenging? I've accomplished a lot of things with my business, my family. Yeah, I may be a little bit older. I may be newer to this working out thing, but why is it so difficult? I should have it figured out. A lot of times it's what you're guessing, what the standards might be, and what you're willing to put in, what seems like the right amount. You haven't made it quite to the other side, to the level that you want yet. And so it's understandable. But this is true with anything in life. If you're doing everything right, you're going to be going, I'm doing everything. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do. I do that too. Why aren't I getting these results? Am I defective? Is it because of TRT? Right? I'm getting bad information. Well, it may be that your standards aren't high enough. And maybe your expectations for the time frame that you're doing aren't high enough. Right? I work with men all the time. Right. And I'll tell you, I specialize in helping men who maybe have working out for a couple years only, even though they're 55 years old. They took care of their family and their business, and they're rather new to the whole workout thing. Right. They know what success is in life. Right. And so they come in here. And but I do talk to men who've been working out for 20 years. There's certain basic organizing principles that raise your intensity in the gym, right? So you may be showing up, you may have the right training routine, but that mindset, it hasn't clicked on yet. It's like I use the saying that you can describe fire, but until you touch it, you really don't know what it is. And a lot of them for 20 years, they don't know the organizing principles. Nobody's taken the time to explain it to them. And when it's explained to them, after 20 years, man, they go on a whole different road of efficiency. Training becomes a whole new, exciting adventure that they never were exposed to, even though they were working hard. I like to get men who are just starting off in the journey to get that type of insight with their working out and knowledge so they don't have to go through 20 years of frustration. But a lot of times, like for your diet, yeah, you're eating clean, but clean compared to what? Are you coming up with that diet of a clean diet? Your level of consistency of eating the way that you should. What is that based on? Is that based on what? What you think? All right. Same thing. Your consistency. How many days do you miss? Well, I'm consistent. Well, based on what? Compared to who? This imaginary standard that you assume all the other men who look amazing, who have the bodies that you want, that they're living at? Or is that just what you came up with that it feels right? A lot of times you may be doing everything right. You shouldn't switch from workout routine to workout routine because it's not working. You certainly shouldn't switch from diet to diet if you know you're not putting what I call a 15 out of 10 effort into it, right? So on a scale from 1 to 10, right? Nothing has any value unless it's compared to something else. So yeah, I'm working out. I'm working out consistently. I'm eating right. And the first question I ask on a scale from 1 to 10, how much effort are you putting into it? Right. And I tell my kids this too. They should be, and it just not say the words, Dad, I'm putting a 15 out of 10 effort into it. I can tell whatever number that they put on it, I can tell by their body language how their lights turn on or they sink, right? They're going back and evaluate their effort if they really believe in it. They may not say 15 out of 10 all the time. All right. But 13 out of 10, I could say they really mean it. And an honest assessment, sometimes an 8 or a 9. I really feel comfortable with that 8 or 9. Right. So maybe their standards are high enough. They just need to do it for a longer period of time. Right. A lot of times it's not a mystery, and it's not the workout routine that isn't effective. It's not your standards aren't high enough for what you expect. I have a lot of men do that, and they'll talk about their workout routine, their eating routine, what they're doing, and they send me pictures. That's the end result. I ask them, how long have you been doing this, right? And when it doesn't match, right, look, the body just works this way. If you're putting as much effort into this, if you're doing those things, it should work. You shouldn't come to me looking for a different strategy. So I'll dig a little deeper, and I'll find out things. Well, I eat this way 4 out of 7 days, right? If you kind of just create the standards yourself, that seems like a reasonable amount. But if you're a real estate agent, you're an entrepreneur, construction, you're into financial planning, right? That may not your logic, your reasoning that makes you successful in that, it may not apply. 4 out of 7 isn't good enough. Obviously, it's not the diet, it's not your genetics, it's not that you need TRT. Your standards aren't high enough, right? What you feel you're doing. So I use that, scale from 1 to 10 with my kids, right? I want to see it in their body, not just the words. I gave a 15 out of 10, Dad, right? Because I know that they really did. And then it's probably, well, you keep on going. You just expect results, and they don't happen that quickly, right? But it starts with your honest assessment of your standards. Sometimes you just need to raise your standard. I'll tell you this too. I can help you with the most effective and efficient strategies using all those years of experience, not just me doing it, but helping out men just like you. So I can shave all this learning curve, this frustration. I know you got better things to do and you don't have forever. And now that we're a little over to figure this stuff out, I can streamline and shorten that learning curve, flatten that learning curve for you. But when it comes down to it, if you think you're doing everything right, you can have inferior strategies. But if you put enough intensity and enough consistency, if your standards are high enough of execution of what you're doing, you're going to see results. You're going to see results. So I want you to think about that, honestly assess, not just your training strategy. Don't be looking all over social media for the brand new training strategy, the eating strategy. Maybe not quite yet. Maybe it's time to really think about, analyze, be honest with yourself about your standards. That could be the difference. If you need any help differentiating all of this, right? Reach out to me. I got a way to help you. A lot of men come to me, right? And some men I can immediately help in their frustration, confusion. So if you're the type of man who does what it takes to get what he wants, right? I can help you. That's the kind of man who I love helping. Right? They get preferential of who I coach and who I don't. But I do have men who've been training for 20 years. They're happy with the way that they look, right? They feel comfortable with the training strategy. And I'll say, well, how can I help you? And they go, I don't know. And a lot of times, you know how I can help them? I just tell them to keep on keeping on. Maybe send them to a video or something, but give them that validation that what they're doing is right. And they're going to get those results, right? And then I send them on their way. They don't need coaching, right? So uh, when you reach out to me, I have to talk to you. I want to help you out any way you can, and then we'll decide. Then we'll decide if one-on-one coaching is right for you, right? It's important that you understand that, right? So reach out. Got a two-step process. You text me at the number that's on the screen. It's in the description of this video too. That text me a picture, whatever you feel comfortable with is fine. All right. Then you're going to fill out a questionnaire at talkwithskip.com. It's going to give you clarity, all right, on what it is you want. I'm going to get that questionnaire. I'm going to have a picture. A picture is going to tell me 1,000 words. Today is a good day. Right here, today is a good day for me to connect from my schedule, and we'll talk. And then we'll see what the right path is for you. So reach out, text me that picture, fill out that questionnaire again. That information is in the description of this video, right? And I'll be looking forward to talking to you. Again, if you are the type of man who does what it takes to get what he wants and you're not getting the results, I'll help you evaluate your standards and also the training strategies and the eating strategies. All right. So that's going to do it for this Workouts for Older Men Live today. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. We've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Again, hey, make it your goal to when a younger man looks at you, he no longer fears getting older. You're such an example of not just physical fitness, but energy, optimism. You're still full of life. Make it your goal that when a younger man looks at you, he no longer fears getting older. All right. Take care.